It's roller coaster time because it's season 3 and I'm watching the good and the bad. So take a journey with me as I watch through Star Wars Rebels for the first time. Well, hello there, my name is Jeremy and welcome back once more to Freeform Disney. A few announcements, as seems to be the usual. So first off, I have launched Freeform Star Wars. That's a different channel there, and the Rebels videos right now will stay here on Freeform Disney. But there will be at least 1 to 2 new Star Wars videos there each week. The first one was last week. It was my Misunderstood Villain series, and I was featured in Palpatine. So go ahead and check it out. There's going to be a link up in the top right or down below in the description. And there's also a new Freeform Disney Discord server too. So you can continue your conversations over there and run into myself and Natalia and other YouTubers that we've got here. And hey, also play some Discord games. Just talk about whatever with whoever, whether it's Star Wars or anything else within Freeform Disney. And hey, there's going to be another regular video here later this week, and then on Sunday, the 7th of June, will be the next live stream. So lots to go, short time, and wow. Oh, and hey, let me not forget, if you are an MCU fan, hey, come join us Thursday. Maybe you haven't even seen any of it yet, and that is fine too, because we are going to marathon our way all the way through all the episodes. And hey, we've watched all of them live, but we're gonna do it all again here with all of you. We're gonna go start that up at 7 o'clock here Pacific Standard Time, marathon all the way up to midnight, and then go watch the finale of WandaVision. Oh, it's gonna be tons of fun, so feel free to join us on that too. And now then, without any further ado, here we go on to Rebels time. So we got 4 episodes today, and the first one is episode 3 of season 3, the Holocrons of Fate. So we open up and it's Ezra and Kanan, and well, Ezra is still kind of bugging Kanan on occasion about that old Sith holocron. Yeah, well, not dropping that one that easy, are you there, Ezra? And well, they pop out of space and, oh no, one of our Hammerhead Corvettes was taken out. Dang, we haven't even had them that long, that was just season 2. And apparently there was a red lightsaber used, as we find out from some of the survivors. And the ghost is in danger. It's Darth Maul, which, by the way, is cool. Back already. I gotta admit, I figured it'd take a little longer. Heck, it's only been a few episodes. It's pretty cool right there. But hey, Maul's already on the ghost, already taking them out, taking the people hostage. But that's it. Don't worry, Ezra, I betrayed your friends, but I never would have betrayed you. I want you as my apprentice. Come back, buddy. Given the name of this, the Holocrons of Fate, well, Maul is wanting the Sith holocron and the Jedi holocron too, because apparently it's super powerful if you go ahead and bring them together. And over on the core ghost, well, Maul's having fun interactions with people. Maul is Maul. And well, Sabine actually is an interesting piece in here too, because, well, Maul ruled Mandalore for a time, so there's an interesting connection there. We don't explore it too much, but we probably will in the future is my guess. And we find out that Maul knows Kanan's real name, Caleb Doom. Maul easily pulled info from Harras' mind, so that's gonna be interesting. I think it's the first time in the series that we have heard the name Caleb Doom, because the crew doesn't know that. So interesting stuff, and interesting to watch how easily Maul pulls stuff from people's heads. We've seen it before, but oh dang. Not usually on some of our bigger characters, shall we say, like Hera. So we're gonna have to spend a little while going and getting the Sith holocron back, because remember, Kanan left that with Bendu back just the other episode. So off they go back to Chopper Base and out to Bendu, and we're gonna have the two work together, because hey, we need to find a way to push them together quicker. To be honest, probably a little quicker than it should be for Ezra and Kanan really coming to good terms with each other. But this works. It's a good excuse to do it. They have to work together to go in there without the spiders going ahead and taking them out. And this actually impresses Ezra too, because Kanan can actually get the spiders to back off and move away and calm down, and Ezra can't do that. Ezra, who can communicate with all these other non-human animals left and right, but not the spiders. And that actually is a nice touch between the two. And we lead up to a nice moment near the end of that whole section where Ezra apologizes to Kanan for what happened on Mandalore, and it's a nice moment. Kanan with the whole, I never blamed you, it's not your fault. I mean, the way he was manipulated by Maul, yeah. But yeah, no, beautiful, nice moment between the two. Love that, always do. Well, anyway, of course they get the holocron, but hey, the power of the holocrons comes with a price, says Bendu. Once a secret is known, it cannot be unknown. Interesting, right? Something's coming up later. I mean, that's just a big foreshadow for whatever's happening near the end of the episode, right? Or later. In this case, it'll be this episode, though. So it's time to meet Maul, and where is Maul? Well, Maul took the Ghost and the crew over to an old Mandalorian asteroid base that I swear is the one that we probably saw in the Son of Dathomir comic. Very nice. And, well, they get there, and Maul tosses Kanan out an airlock to try to kill him. Normal, typical day. Kanan, of course, doesn't die that easily. I mean, hey, can you imagine if Kanan died in the 3rd episode just kind of randomly? Oh, yeah, no. And Maul also then tells the droids to go kill the prisoners, all the Ghost crew. Meanwhile, Ezra's separated there, waiting for Maul to come by, because after all, Maul certainly wants his apprentice. By the way, those droids, super slow at killing the Ghost crew. Super freaking slow, because Kanan has to have time to save them after all. Okay, so here's the final crux of this whole piece. Maul and Ezra are over there. Maul can't open up the Jedi holocron. Ezra could actually open up both of them. And so he needs Ezra to open up the Jedi holocron, and so the two of them open both, and they have all this really cool power because you can find out all kinds of information if you combine a Jedi and a Sith holocron. Frankly, it feels a little too powerful to me. I'm not the biggest fan of this whole Jedi Sith holocron magical kind of thing going on here. Yeah, it just doesn't work for me as well, but that's okay. It works for the course of the episode anyway. And by the way, you see Maul working on Ezra again, always with the my apprentice, that, but also even bringing out themes about how Ezra wants to destroy the Sith, and Maul really, saying, oh yes, you're as ambitious as ever. I'm busy looking for hope. Yes, we can work together. Oh, dang. Oh, you are an insidious bastard right there, Maul. You really are. So once it's actually open, we have some interesting stuff. Maul says he only sees Oblivion in there, but Ezra is seeing something. Meanwhile, Kanan actually pops in, trying to convince Ezra to turn away. And actually, because of all the Force being used here, he can actually kind of see the two of them. Blind Kanan. That's interesting. That's going to come back sometime. I make a bet right now that's going to come back. So what pops up? Well, apparently Ezra sees twin suns. Maul takes the time. He leaves here. The holocrons look like they exploded and they're probably done, maybe? It looks like they're shattered. But as Maul's leaving, he says, he lives. He lives. It seems to be excited about this, to say the least. Okay, there's only one place this can all be going. I mean, this clearly has to be about Obi-Wan. Twin suns, Tatooine, he lives. Who else is Maul that excited about living other than freaking his nemesis Obi-Wan? Yeah, it's gotta be about Obi-Wan. So, oh man, that means Obi-Wan's gonna come on the show at some point. Nice. Oh, hey, get showered with riches. We got Maul at the end of the last season. Thrawn's in here now. Obi-Wan's gonna pop up. Oh, loving it. Wonder when. I don't get the feeling it's a finale thing, so maybe somewhere mid-season, 2/3 of the way through the season. I guess it could be a finale. Gonna be fun though. Well, okay. Ezra, on the other hand, by the way, is not sure what he saw exactly, so they're probably gonna have to try to figure that out and decipher it at some point. Really, he ended up seeing what Maul was hoping to see, which all the more says, yeah, come on, if Maul subconsciously and what he wants, yeah. He's so been fixated about that revenge. Yes, it's been a while since the last time he saw Obi-Wan. At least I think it has, anyway. I don't know, maybe he's seen somewhere in between now, but especially that he lives. I don't think he knew Obi-Wan survived the end of the Clone Wars in Order 66 otherwise. Well, anyway, clearly this feels like an important episode right here with some good stuff happening in it, and maybe not as compelling as I really hoped it would be, but definitely some good character stuff between Kanan and Ezra too that we really needed a bit of. So hey, that was episode 3, the Holocrons of Fate. On to episode 4, the Antilles Extraction. And with that name, come on, we all know we're talking about Wedge right here, right? Okay, so we start off, we see a rebel troop transport with an A-wing squad of 6, and they all get completely massacred and killed, even as they try to surrender. Whee! Yeah. Well, we hear from another Fulcrum once we get back to our rebels. A male voice this time. Not sure who we're talking. We do talk about how Fulcrum is just a code name that was Ahsoka's idea, but interesting. I wonder who the male voice is here. This is a reveal that's coming up sometime in the future, to be sure. But that's not what this episode's about. This episode, Sabine is going to be going undercover to Skystrike Academy, where they go ahead and train more elite Imperial pilots, it seems. Kanan and Ezra will be there kind of somewhere nearby as backup, because remember, Sabine's been through the Imperial Academy before. So this is going to be a Sabine episode. It's fun seeing some of the inner workings of the elite fighter cadet training. We get to see a training simulation where we really meet Wedge, as he's TIE SS-25 at the moment, while Sabine is 36. And Sabine, for what it's worth, is going by Rhea Tala. I do wonder, you never know, I always wonder when we drop names if it'll come in some reference later, who knows. But hey, we can't just simply have them defect over to the rebellion and make this easy. Oh hell no. Because Governor Price and Agent Callus show up. Yeah. Oh, good old Price. Yeah, I expected to see her a fair bit this season. Well, here she is again. Well, from somewhere they got intel that some of the cadets are planning on defecting. By the way, it's an interesting question where they even got that intel, but interesting. And Sabine, by the way, as she's going through here, also really interesting here because she's got dark brown hair. Love it. You always see a different set of hair on Sabine, even in the course of this because she's undercover. But yeah, she works that dark brown hair right there. I miss the colorful hair, I grant. So who else is defecting? It's not just Wedge, it's also 2 other pilots called Rake and Hobby. So 2 others with Wedge, and well, they head on up into a dogfight. It looks like this will be the perfect chance to get out. Well, really, it's a trap from Governor Price, but they don't know that. So up they go in their ships, because they're just going to be doing a dogfight up around the planet, and you have nullified weapons, of course, so, just tagging each other. And, well, Price's trap worked beautifully, because she had rigged all the ties, so that way wherever the defectors were, boom, so hey, we knocked the wings off them, and yeah, disabled all 4 of their ships. Ooh, dang. And just to help make more of a point, she had one of them destroyed, so Rake is dead. Yeah, bye Rake. And Ezra and Kanan, by the way, had to get the heck out of there because those TIE interceptors that were just going after the Corellian Corvette, it was not going well. So yeah, nicely done from Governor Price. So everyone's captured, and well, Sabine takes a noble path to save the others from torture by admitting to being the rebel. They just get tossed over into a brig somewhere, and then, well, Sabine and Price face off a little bit. And, well, Sabine breaks out, and there is actually a good fight between her and Price. But yeah, even though Price actually can fight, certainly not up to Sabine's level. And Sabine gets out. So, Price did a good job of capturing them, but sure as hell couldn't keep them captured very well. Sabine goes and breaks out the other 2, and on their way out, Callus actually helps them escape and says, hey, tell Zeb we're even. I like this piece, by the way. I think this is definitely going to keep coming relevant later. Anywho, they go ahead and get in a TIE bomber, head on up, but we then see the old trainer dude take an interceptor, and he tries to take them out. Certainly gets a good few shots, but at least they're saved by the Corvette in the end. He has his young fools line before he gets in his own ship, though, which I do wonder if that was an intentional Palpatine Return of the Jedi reference right there. Young fool. Only now, at the end, do you understand. I also gotta say about that guy, I feel he's coming back at some point. I'm guessing he was potentially the lead pilot at the very beginning of the episode when that carrier got destroyed. Sorry, not carrier, it was a troop transport, I think. Really, they were just transporting food and supplies, kind of an aid mission, shall we say. But the thing is, we focused too much on him. I don't think we ever got a name for him, which is odd. But yeah, just how we focused on him, and also even that end spot with him, how we just saw him a little bit more. He also seems like a pretty good pilot. I don't know. I feel that more if we actually had a name for him, which feels weird to me that we never got one. But yeah, anywho, we'll see if he pops back up again. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. And yeah, our people get there and get inducted over into the rebellion. So yeah, I liked this episode. This is definitely a really nice one. This was a nice moment for Sabine to shine. Like, we just added Wedge to the rebellion, which you better bet I'm excited about. Come on, we're gonna see him again. There's no way we don't see Wedge again somewhere in here. Hobby, I know nothing about. Who knows? For all I know, he's gonna be a sacrifice somewhere later in the show. That way we have a named character we can kill. I couldn't say. Also, other nice pieces, Callus. Callus seems to be taking another step potentially toward the rebellion right there, helping out our good guys. Just saying. Lots of good stuff in this episode. I really like it, and definitely, again, I see a lot of threads that are moving toward the future with this one. And really a bunch of characters I'm looking forward to seeing again. Ones that were introduced this time too. Okay, let us move on to episode 5, Harras Heroes. Okay, this is a good one here. Just saying that off the bat. So it is time for the Twi'leks to come back as we are off to Ryloth. And we've got Chams and Dula and Numa and our cold open as they're riding blurgs and running from the Imperials. And hey, Gobi and Hera over in the Ghost come in for backup. Oh yeah. Good times, they pop in nicely and take out the Imperials. And hey, one speeder bike trooper though, he didn't take him out. He's gonna go hunt them down and get them, so he chases them into the Bay of the Ghost with his blaster drawn. Your comic relief. You didn't really think that one through, as Zeb notes. With all the rest of them with their own blasters drawn. Yeah. But hey, being a speeder bike trooper, hey, it's a new helmet for Ezra's collection. Brings it up to 4 now, right? Since we've been seeing the 3 earlier in the season. Okay, so what is up this episode? Well, we're over on Ryloth, and the Imperials apparently have started to do a lot better recently. Cham had been doing well before this, but now the Imperials occupy the entire Tan province, which is where Hera grew up, where Cham lived. Because the Imperial Slaven, they really hadn't been all that great before, apparently took it with an unnaturally good attack. But the big thing on this episode is more than that. There's this thing called a Calicori, which is really important. Big family heirloom that gets passed on from generation to generation. It's very artistic as well, but it carries on the family line, and so each generation adds to it. And so very important within the culture there for the Twi'leks. And so here, especially Hera, really wants to go get it, even though it puts all kinds of risk at them, but it is that important. I mean, heck, even Chopper agrees with taking the risk. Because, it is Hera. If anyone is going to be worthy of taking risk for Chopper, yeah, Chopper is going to go ahead and do it for Hera. After all, Hera rescued Chopper, and it's the closest connection he's got. It's a nice piece for Chopper, just a tiny little thing, but back to Chopper's actual emotional connections to other people. Well, anyway, we get some nice colorful explosions from Sabine to distract the Imperials who are kind of after them and nearby and etc. That gets Hera and Ezra to go in. Ezra disguised as a speeder bike trooper. And Hera, well, again, they're on Ryloth, so she can act like she's just somebody who's captured. Either way, beautiful landscape and city. Oh, I love the artwork in here, helping expand Ryloth again a little bit more than we've seen it. Clone Wars, we didn't get to see it too much, so this is nice right here. And better artwork than, well, way back in Clone Wars. We get to see Hera putting on a full, thick old accent for the Imperials on this. And as we get over to the actual area that was her home, the old Y-Wing that Chopper actually crashed on Ryloth, it's actually still there. It got repaired to a degree and it's sitting there. And yeah, we actually get a little bit with Chopper, just a little bit of how that affected him. And again, it's nice to have had these little touches in here. I really like that. So into the house we go, the big home place, and we find the office of her father Cham. So nice stained glass in the background of Hera and her parents when Hera was a kid. Find the Calicori, and back out we start going. And Thrawn? Oh, I see. Well, that certainly explains a change in tactics, that's for sure. Yeah, okay, you get Thrawn, I think he's gonna kick your ass. Yeah, especially when you weren't expecting it. You're expecting you're fighting this guy that's, ain't that great. Then all of a sudden, holy crap, you're against Thrawn. Yeah. Well, apparently the Imperials have set up camp downstairs inside the house, so they're not going to be able to make their secret exits, or they're going to need a distraction instead. So while Chopper's distracted and Ezra and Hera are starting to make their escape, Thrawn accidentally, really, just happens upon them. Now, Thrawn, of course, knew enough about their culture to recognize that calicori that Hera was carrying. Which also means that he instantly knew Hera to be lying about stealing it to sell, because after all, it's bloody worthless to other people. It's just really a priceless family heirloom kind of thing. So he takes Hera and, well, Ezra comes along just because there's a couple troopers in there too. And in they head to the office of Cham, because it's probably the spot he's going to be anyway. And we have a bit of a lesson for our Imperial commander here. Yeah, that Imperial captain, oh man, does he get a lesson from Thrawn. That captain doesn't know much at all of the culture of the Twi'leks. Doesn't care. Probably typical Imperial in that sense. Thrawn, on the other hand, now in fairness, for people that have only known Thrawn from Rebels, this is all new about getting to see who Thrawn is. For me, it's like, oh, they're actually doing Thrawn justice and actually getting to put him out here. So yeah, no, Thrawn gives him a big lesson about the culture and all the rest of this. And hey, to cap off the lesson, he reveals to the captain exactly who Hera is. Because yeah, he figured it out. Oh, and bonus points, Ezra gets shot with a stun shot by Thrawn because, yeah, he got that one too. After all, there's an accomplice probably in here, and you seem odd, taking you out. Oh, I love Thrawn. Oh, definitely love Thrawn. Well, Thrawn goes ahead and excuses himself out after this. Something about an experiment that he's conducting. So curious about why he's on Ryloth in the first place. There's got to be more to it than just dealing with Cham and his rebels right there. We're going to see more. I'm sure it's going to pop up, right? Well, one last thing though before he does fully leave. We actually get to see Thrawn lose his cool against that Imperial captain. Because that captain suggests simply destroying the calicori, which Thrawn was going to go ahead and have taken up to his ship. And oh, the lack of respect for art and culture out of him, and just like the willful ignorance out of that captain. Just, oh man, Thrawn just lost it a little bit right there. Now when I say Thrawn lost it, I'm not sure if he intentionally lost it. Purposely tried to show that just to get a point through to him. Well anyway, it's getting transferred up to the ship. Meanwhile, after Thrawn leaves, the Imperial captain's doing whatever the heck he is doing. He's being incompetent one way or another. Well, anyway, Chopper gets to Hera and Ezra, and, well, he could have broken them out, but instead, we're going to go ahead and let this prisoner exchange kind of thing happen, because the captain, the Imperial's there, he wants to go ahead and get Cham Syndulla, and Cham's willing to go ahead and give himself up to be traded for Hera. So they're like, yeah, we're going to do the exchange. But what does Chopper get to do? Hera's like, hey, go get the explosives ready. Let's go blow this whole place up. Oh, Chopper, oh boy, is he excited so much to be grabbing explosives. Yeah, just love it. He's like, ooh, I can blow stuff up. Okay, so what is Thrawn doing during all this? He's just on his cruiser right there on Ryloth, just watching to see how Hera will respond. Love it. That's what he does during this. Okay. Go ahead and know thy enemy and really learn how they act. Yeah, so big explosions, destroying that old house that she grew up in. We do get a cool moment during the fighting, by the way, because Kanan actually uses the Force to redirect an RPG, so it takes out one of the chicken walkers, which is a awesome use of the Force. We don't get to see stuff to that degree very often. Very nice. And, well, then we have Thrawn's cruiser for them to get past in the Ghost, which is not going to be a problem at all, because Thrawn holds your fire. They've owned the victory today. Oh, that Imperial captain, like, but they're getting away. Oh, not to worry, Captain. I've found this whole experience to be very enlightening. Oh, I love Thrawn. Yeah. We do get one last moment in here. We get a nice final epilogue moment on the Ghost, where Hera kind of has come to terms with not having the calicori because her mother's legacy lives on with her and her family and the Ghost as she looks at it. And that's it. That's the episode. And I've got to say, just wow, I was not expecting this good of an episode to just be randomly sitting here in the season. Super loved this one. I mean, this is definitely one of my favorites of the show right here. And so happy to see how they're treating Thrawn so far. Oh, yes. It's the first time we've really gotten to see him shine. For some people, their real first introduction, other than just kind of what we saw before, but the first real introduction. And frankly, I didn't even know that he was actually going to get to be seen this much. So this is interesting. More than I expected to see him by this, third episode, fourth episode, fifth, 5 episodes in, right? And we're already seeing Thrawn again. I don't know where we're going with that. I still don't think we'll see too much of Thrawn, but they did a great job with him here. Oh yeah. Okay, and I do have to talk about one more episode today, and that's episode 6, The Last Battle. Okay, we're probably not going to take too long on this, because I tend not to talk too long on the ones I just didn't really like. So let's talk about it. We head over to a planet where, well, the Clone Wars were fought on to some degree. There's a base, battle droids in there, because they're after proton bombs, and hey, it looks like a spot we could get some. Rex takes the lead. We use Rex a lot in this one here because this is a big reference back to the Clone Wars, and there's some good stuff in this. Oh, they also all get caught in a ray shield. Ezra, Kanan, Rex, and Zeb all get caught in a ray shield. Impressive, guys. But nice Revenge of the Sith reference while we're at it. Well, anyway, what we find out is that there are still active battle droids down here. Because apparently there's a tactical droid, and this guy figured out before the shutdown command went that, hey, there's probably a trick going on here. It shouldn't happen. And so he was able to avoid it and keep his droids up and running. And, well, he's completely convinced that the Separatists should have won this. And so he wants to go play a big war game with them. It's a really clunky excuse for this, in my opinion, but we do it. And so we have the whole war game go, and it's kind of fun getting Rex back in there, shooting up some clankers and having a little bit of flashbacks going on at times too. And yeah, well, in the meantime though, we find another way to get the Imperials involved here. So these are Imperials we don't know, Price and Callus and Constantine, where we actually see talk, but they sent off a group that was nearby. Essentially, what happened, the reason they knew is because Chopper sent out a distress signal and was caught. That's why. Anyway, so that happens, and this means after our group beats the droids, which are more than a little out of date and not in great shape, well, after all that happens, we go ahead and bring in the Imperials, so we're going to force them to all work together. Woohoo! Which, by the way, is a great moment for talking about, hey, if you lost, and you lost, because guess what? The Separatists lost, the Jedi were betrayed. Who actually won that Clone War? The Empire. So yeah, let's go beat them now, shall we? I mean, there's some weird things in here, like having the Jedi reflect blaster bolts instead of just firing them, but it's fun anyway, right? We have a fun little episode, enough, I guess. I mean, it's really a groan-worthy episode so many ways through. But they make it out, they beat the Imperials back, they get off of there in a couple different ships, so some of the droids make it out, our people make it out, maybe we'll see the droids again sometime, I don't know. They're not joining the rebellion or anything because the odds of you succeeding are so low that we don't care. And we got a new ship though. A new old ship. And they say it's going to be the new Phantom, I guess. So it's certainly not like it's going to dock with the Ghost in that way. But I guess we do have another ship we're going to see used probably for a little bit in this season. I think it sounds like an easy throwaway ship to destroy at some point later this season. That's just how it feels to me. A couple of the nice pieces. There was a cute Clone Wars style Robo Rebels logo at the end. And also music references too. We did the old Clone Wars music. We kind of combined Clone Wars and Rebels for the logo, and then the end credits were very Clone Wars. So that was cool. I really enjoyed that. But I was very about this episode. It was easily the weakest of the season so far. Now, I guess I could say, hey, it's big in referencing Clone Wars and in very Clone Wars fashion. I just watched a very good episode followed by a very poor one. That is the Clone Wars roller coaster for you. So in that way, I guess they reference Clone Wars too, just not in the way I think they meant to. Now again, for you, maybe you loved the episode. It just really didn't work for me. And who knows, maybe if you haven't watched Clone Wars, it works better too. I mean, I could see that as a possibility too. I've got to say, so these 4 episodes, what an intriguing set of episodes. There were a couple good ones in there, one of my least favorite of the entire show, and one of my favorites of the entire show. Just yowza. Now, when it comes to it, I'd accept a roller coaster if it means I get more exceptional episodes like that one a little bit before, but it has been nice to have the solid consistency that Rebels has had for a while. And wow, in these 4 episodes, there's so many characters we got introduced to and ones we got to see more of and got to dig into, and so many more that I want to see more of that popped up here in these episodes. So, yeah, we got the rest of season 3, season 4. I'm hoping they pop up more. And hey, 4 more that I'll be talking about later this week, being that I'm a little behind because this was supposed to originally come out last week, and it's been busy times. So you got another one coming here later this week, and then Sunday will be the live stream. Oh yeah, lots of Rebels coming up here soon. Oh, and hey, don't forget to go check out and subscribe to Freeform Star Wars. Got a video there, and there are more videos coming up over there too. And hey, with that, well, what about you? What did you think of these 4 episodes? Was I too hard on that last episode? Or maybe you thought I was too glowing on the one with Thrawn? Let me know down below in the comments. And don't let me forget to thank my wonderful patrons. If you're interested in helping support the channel through Patreon, there is a link in the description. And for everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like, a share, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you back here next time for another new episode of Freeform Disney. Have a magical day, and may the Force be with you always.